Welcome to episode 7 of Breaking, Building, and Belonging, a Better Together story and guide. I'm your host, John Johnson. I'm also the author of this book that right now is a podcast, but someday it'll appear as a printed book, hopefully in 2025. And I appreciate all your support as if you're one of the listeners who's listening to this, and I would really love any feedback that you have as we go through. This chapter is a Reflections on Reality chapter based on the last couple of episodes, episode 6, part 1 and 2, which was called Bullies, Blades, and Buoys. And in that episode, we met a friend of mine that I'm calling Kip for the purposes of the book. And he was a buoy for me after I experienced the time with Bullies and Blades. If you haven't listened to that, it might be helpful to go back and listen to episode 6 to get some context. But for now, what we're going to do is a Reflections on Reality episode. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned and what you can maybe take away from this. So I open this chapter with a Winnie the Pooh quote. A friend is someone who helps you up when you're down. And if they can't, they lay down beside you and listen. And so what I learned from my whole time with Bullies, Blades, and Buoys is that it's hard to see at the time, but I needed a safe community. I needed a friend, an ally, to break me free of some of the messy thoughts and circumstances that I had. And Kip provided that way forward when I was drowning in self-pity and self-loathing. And no matter where you are in life, reality can feel harsh. We might find ourselves at home or school or work, staring at the slot in the wall, wondering how we get out of the mess. Sometimes that mess is of our own making. Other times it's our circumstances. Sometimes it's both. And reality is just messy. It's confusing, and we can lose our way quickly. And that's why we all need buoys like Kip to help us see that there's another way out of that messiness we anchored in. And they give us a moment, and they open up a sea of possibilities. So some of the best relationships that you might have out there, they might not make perfect sense on the surface. I talked about how Kip was much younger than I was, and I was maybe a better fit on paper with his older brother, but he and I just clicked. And so rather than looking for a clone of yourself or someone in your exact same circumstance, sometimes what we need most in a messy reality is an ally that helps us see things from another point of view. So what about the tips? Lean into your reality and try this. Examine your current challenges. Consider what needs you have that are being unmet in your current reality. And ask yourself, are you trying to do things on your own, or do you have an ally or allies? How could they be pointing the way forward for you? How are they lifting you up and providing support? And is anyone marking a way out of the current mess you're in to something more or better or different? So if you don't have a Kip by your side yet, even if someone is a less than obvious choice for a buddy or partner, consider building a rapport with them. You never know who's been placed in your mess to help you out of it. So often you are meant to help one another out of your circumstances, and you must take the first few steps to clarify that. So again, build on your current messy reality. Pick on one circumstance you find yourself in currently. Take stock of your current support system. Challenge yourself to think of one way you can either lean deeper into a current relationship or begin building rapport with someone new to gain an ally to face the mess with. Take one step forward in that journey right now. It could be sending a message. It could be a text. Set up some time to build rapport. Write down a new way to approach the situation with your new ally in mind. I hope that this was helpful to you. Join me next time. We're going to talk about an expert in this, John Townsend, and his book, People Fuel, and we're going to talk about building a life team. Thank you. I want to see you soar. Until next time, take care.